The Primus Epic Planeview system on Gulfstream aircraft contains operational software integral to safe and efficient flight. Occasionally, this software has to be updated or reloaded following certain maintenance procedures. In this video, we'll show you how to load operational software on an Epic Planeview series Gulfstream aircraft. These procedures apply to all Primus Epic Planeview Gulfstream aircraft. To perform this task, you'll need the updated software, the remote terminal, and an interface kit like the LANTAP 10. If you don't have one, you can order it online from ICS Aero or Land Connections. There are 3 steps you should follow when updating the databases. Connect the remote terminal to the aircraft, load the software, and finally, perform the data load validation. Before you begin, the aircraft must be properly set up. To load software, the aircraft must be on the ground, and the avionics system must be powered up for about 10 minutes. Make sure that all MAU, MRC, and DMU circuit breakers are closed. Once the aircraft is set up for the load, connect the remote terminal to the aircraft LAN. On the Gulfstream G450 and 550 aircraft, there are 2 LAN connections and a panel behind the co-pilot seat. Using the coax cable from the LANTAP 10 kit, connect one end to the LAN. Connect the other end to the BNC connector on the LANTAP. Connect one end of the Ethernet cable and USB cable to the LANTAP and the other end to the remote terminal. Now we're ready for the load. There are 2 ways to perform a data load: a full load and a target load. A full load ensures that all the modules are loaded with the correct files, whereas a target load allows you to load software to a specific module or LRU. When performing a data load with several databases, it is very important that you load the data in the sequence specified in the loading matrix. The loading matrix can be found in the aircraft maintenance manual. If your data load includes operational software, it must be loaded first. Insert the operational software CD and launch the CMC software. Click on Extended Maintenance and then Data Loader. Select Data Loader again and wait until the CD is preloaded before continuing. Select Full Load on the DLS Installation function page. Find the CD drive and highlight the files to be loaded. The files that can be loaded are labeled DRPN. Click on Select File and the configuration check will start. During the configuration check, the software will determine which files are to be loaded based on what files are already loaded on the aircraft. It also calculates the time needed for the load. If a module doesn't pass the configuration check, it won't be loaded. However, you can try the load a second time at the end of the procedure. After the configuration check completes, start the load. During the load, the cockpit displays may turn off or display red X's. This is normal. The load can take several minutes. At times, it may seem as if the load is frozen or stopped. However, it is extremely important that you don't interrupt the load. The load status list may show 100% and say finishing. However, the load is not fully completed until the message Loading Sequence Complete is displayed. The load status list shows all the modules that received a data load. Go through the list and look for any modules that did not load. If any loads fail, wait until the loading process is complete and then select Retry. Selecting the Retry button will automatically examine the list of modules for failures and will attempt a single reload of any modules that were not updated on the original attempt. When there are only 1 or 2 modules that need to be loaded, For example, if you've replaced a module on the MAU, a target load can be performed in place of a full load. You can perform a target load on any module that is on the LAN and can accept the data load. It's normally used in a maintenance situation when a module has been replaced or swapped as part of a maintenance activity. Select Target Load in the main menu. Select the files to be loaded. Once you've selected the files, a list of all the modules that can be loaded with the selected file is displayed. Select the module to be loaded. You can select multiple modules for a target load if necessary. Once you select the modules to be loaded, click on Next and the configuration check will start. After the configuration check is complete, start the load. When the load is complete, a list of any modules that did not load successfully will be displayed. As with the full load, you can retry any failed loads. Any file loading errors are entered into a fault log on your remote terminal. The fault log is normally located in the C drive in a folder titled DLS Work. If you encounter any problems that you can't easily resolve, copy the log file and send it to the Honeywell or Gulfstream help desk. After you've loaded the databases, perform a data load validation to ensure that all the data has been successfully installed. Once all the software is loaded, power down the aircraft and wait at least 2 minutes before reapplying power. Once power is reapplied, wait at least 5 minutes. If new operational software is loaded or a new module is installed, the CAS messages Validate Configuration and System Config Fail are displayed. Using the cursor control device, access the CMC page on a display. The navigation, charts, terrain, and electronic checklist databases can be verified here. Verify the information and access the System Configuration page by clicking on CMS. The Confirm button is displayed when new hardware or software is installed and the configuration of the system has been changed and must be verified. Review and compare the top-level system part number and click on Confirm. Disconnect the remote terminal and be sure to put the termination resistor back on the connector. For more details on data loading, refer to the Aircraft Maintenance Manual or the Data Loading Procedures Familiarization Guide. For technical assistance, contact the Honeywell Technical Operations Center.